With the newest addition to Bedrock Edition servers, Pixel Paradise, it's had me thinking, could Nethergames have been a featured server? Nethergames is the largest non-featured server on Minecraft Bedrock Edition. In this video, I'm joined by another Bedrock Edition YouTuber, Mo8rty. We will be splitting this video into two parts, the community and the games. If you guys would like to know if Nethergames could be a featured server at some point in time, then stick around to the end of this video. To start off with the pros, Nethergames has tons of games. All the games are fairly active, so you don't have to wait long for queues. Speaking of the games being active, Nethergames has more players online than Mineville, Galaxite, and only a few hundred less than Pixel Paradise, making it the most active, non-featured server. Nethergames differs from many servers in lots of ways. One of the biggest reasons is guilds. Guilds can add some competitiveness to your games. With guilds, you can compete in guild v guilds or have competitive players that you can easily access to improve. Nethergames used to be extremely laggy and sometimes unplayable for several days at a time. Nethergames has fixed most of the lag, so now the server runs smooth. Now let's get to the cons. Nethergames is a Hypixel copy, meaning Nethergames has added games that Hypixel originally had, including Bed Wars, Skywars, The Bridge, Murder Mystery, and all of the duels game modes. This could cause Minecraft to hold back on featuring them because it is not original. However, Nethergames has removed all Hypixel maps, which is a plus. Nethergames also does ranks different than most servers. Instead of having one rank to unlock all features, Nethergames has 4 ranks, all including more features than the lower one. For instance, if you wanted replay mod, you would have to spend $30 on Legend rank to get it. Custom nicknames are also only featured for Titan rank, which is $7.99 a month and $30 extra for Legend rank, which could bring the player base down a bit. Now let's get into part 2 from Mo8rty.
So for part 2 of this video, I'll be talking about the Nethergames community, pros and cons. There are a lot of pros and cons of being in the NG community. There are a lot of cool people, but there are also very, very toxic and bad people. So let's get to the pros and cons of being in the community. So the pros are that you can easily make friends on the NG Discord and any guild Discord in the community. They can be very friendly, it can make you feel good, and another pro is that you can easily get better while being in the community. How, you may ask? By playing with the people who are decent at the game, you can learn from them and gain new techniques. And time by time, you can eventually get better at the game and participate in events and Nethergames held tournaments. And for the last pro I can think of is that with being in the community, you can easily make your way up on the leaderboards on Nethergames and get more recognition and be respected by them. And with that being said, let's get into the cons of being in the Nethergames community. Now for the cons, there are a lot of bad stuff that comes out of the NG community. It's just not all good. Nethergames has a lot, and I mean a lot of bad people who are toxic, racists, fake their mental illnesses, and etc. So for the first con is that they have a lot of toxic people who would do anything to make someone feel bad for no reason. And I have a lot of names in my list, but I'm not gonna be calling out anyone on this video because it's just not the point of this video. But there are a lot of bad people, so if you're going to get into the community, make sure to not give them any attention, because if you don't, they will stop. For the second con is that they have many sub-communities who do count as the NG community, who don't enforce rules and do a lot of bad stuff like doxing, DDoSing, and leaking private info, and say that it is in the name of Nethergames. And for the last con of the Nethergames community is that if you get good at the game, they will start hating on you and compare you to others. So if you're going to get into the community, I would advise you not to say anything about how good you are. Let them judge by themselves and try to be as nice as possible to everyone. Because if you're not nice, they will come after you. So I advise you to not make enemies and just act like you have no problem with anyone if you do. Don't get me wrong, the NG community isn't the worst community in the world, but it's not the best either. So if you would like to just take my advice and be ready for it so you can be better than anyone new to the community. The NG community is both good and bad in a lot of different ways, but what I stated in this video is some of the main ones. So back to Bubby.
I think that Nethergames has definitely had some issues in the past and still have a few issues now, but if they continue to get to be a better server, then I can definitely see them being featured. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like and make sure to subscribe. Peace out.